morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, November 20th, 2025. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Thursday, everyone. Here's a look at the ES in the daily time frame right now. Bit of a bump in after-hours trading here on NVIDIA's earnings. NVIDIA going to be gapping up here, but can it hold on to the gap after the opening move? That's going to be something to keep an eye on. Right now, the ES, while it has put in a two-day move to the upside, or at least a one-day push and an after-hours continuation, we've been in a very narrow range at these highs ever since, a multi-hour range. And with earnings, with economic data points coming out here soon, we actually have NFP report for September coming out here very shortly, and that could provide a bit of a bump for the market here one way or another. We also have initial jobless claims and other economic data points coming out here shortly that could provide some volatility here. Now for the ES, a failure to hold 67.20 or so could start to open up some downside movement. Do we start to get a tail event and a move lower? Is this another lower high off the recent lower highs? One thing to keep an eye on is that 6,800 level here. After this recent bounce, if we can't get through this zone and start to put in another lower high, do we see another round of weakness up ahead? So something to consider here for the ES. If we take a look here at the NQ, similar price action, nice little bounce here late in the day yesterday, and that led to a strong finish here. You also have sideways price action over the last many hours as well, as the market anticipates here economic data points. Again, the pullback portion within a down move. Are we going to see another rotation down, or can this market bust through and start a bullish phase here that takes us to new highs heading into the end of the year? Again, is NVIDIA going to be able to hold on to gains after the opening gap? Or does it start to fill after the opening gap, which could put pressure on these markets and drop it for another leg down? Something to consider here as we begin the RTH Open. Taking a look here at crude oil, this one up about 0.9%, but still inside day. There's your high range drop the previous session. We noted that we could be looking at a bounce back up, but we were talking something near the 58s, and it got shy of that level. Only got as low as about 58.60s. Still in the range, still compressed. You have this larger range here. This is all happening at the center of this impulse move. Nothing really to see here, folks, in terms of crude oil. Instead, just kind of watching and waiting as this thing builds energy, and the next move could be significant. Are we going to bust through these 62s and open up some upside? Do we drop through 58s? And open up some downside? In the meantime, we could trade anywhere in here and still be range bound until proven otherwise. The next drop could be the last drop before we rally here heading into the end of the year and the beginning of 2026. Looking at gold futures, up marginally. This one also a lot of range bound price action right now for gold futures. We could be looking at a lot of back and forth here near the center of this range. You know, this is your recent high, your recent low, and we could be anywhere in here right now. And at the moment, we're kind of just in the center portion, the center third of that range. The short term, we could be looking at a rotation to that high, the previous session's high, and then maybe fall back in. We could drop as deep as 4,000 and bounce. We're in this little 150-point range right now until proven otherwise, and still within the wider range. So again, this could be the digestive portion of this move before the next major rotational breakout continuation type of move. All right, looking at the YM. YM up 0.5% right now, just above the previous session's highs. Again, the YM, like the ES in the NQ, is trading in a multi-hour compression at these highs. And it's the multi-hour compression basically starts at the previous session's high up, and it's been every hour since the final hour pop on NVIDIA. Again, if there is a failed high, it would be par for the course right now. This market has been very bearish over the last several days. We've seen one of the biggest 4-day moves of the last half year, and we're starting to see the potential for a trap and reversal, a box reversal here. If we start to fail back below 46,375, that's going to open up some downside, perhaps even an outside day down in the worst case scenario for the YM. Again, a slew of data points coming out here very shortly in about 1 minute, and that could begin to influence price one way or another here for the YM. Let's take a look here at Bitcoin for a moment. While Bitcoin has bounced back, this thing remains in a downtrend. It's not even getting the previous session's high before finally turning back down. Downtrending price action. It's spent a lot of time below 90K the last 2 days, including dropping as low as 88,600, and we're just not seeing the bounce right now. Instead, this is looking quite weak, and we still have big time downside targets to reach. 80,250 is a big time downside target. That is the 100% target of the recent key range. That newly minted key range, we broke into the downside, broke through the 25% extension, and we're at the 50. The next level down would be 80,200. Even if we pull back, it still could be a selling opportunity into that level. Additionally, breaking 100K, that market structure level, turning at 125, the market structure level, all of that would suggest we go down to the next lowest market structure level. That's 75K. That's near S3 for the year, 3 standard deviations below value. That's the next spot to be patient about. Right now, we're not seeing the participation that you'd like to see. You're just not. And if these markets give out, like we said here in the YM, ES, NQ, that could provide some weakness here. But if they bust to the upside, do we get some good follow through? We will see. Again, this thing needs to climb all the way back above 100K in order to put us in this upper market structure. And if we rally into it, it could still be sold very much as every one of these pullbacks have been sold lately for the next rotation down. The short-term rotations to the upside have been about 8 to 10,000. The primary move rotations have been between 15 and 20,000. So big time potential here if this thing cannot reclaim 100K. If you look here at ETH right now, you'll see ETH right here coming in and holding 2,900. Excuse me, 2,900. You can see the drop here below was 2872, barely hanging on to that market structure level after bouncing down off 3650. 750 point market structure levels right here. Failure here, and we're opening up 2150 below. You still have the 2571 100% target of this key range, and we're not seeing any sort of buying or bullish reaction or bullish rejection. You're just seeing more of the same, which is downtrending price action, and that could lead to a broader drop. So again, trying to be patient for it with both ETH and BTC. There could be more pullbacks ahead, and if those continue downward, does it drag the others down too, the equity markets? As of right now, NQ leading on tech strength. Can they hold on to those gains after the RTH open? All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out here headed into the rest of the day. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.